Last year, less than 0.2% of Toyota's vehicle production were fully electric. Toyota sold 1,800 EVs in the first 3 months of this year in North America, its most important car market in the world. By contrast, General Motors, its top mainstream American rival, sold more than 20,000. Tesla, many multiples of that number. But even as Toyota says it's moving faster into EVs, the competition is not standing still. If Toyota does reach 1.5 million EV sales in 2026, Chinese EV rival BYD could be selling 3.5 million. They plan on that this year alone. Tesla could be selling 5 million. And this comes from Koji Endo, who is a Japanese analyst at SBI Securities in Tokyo. Even the Japanese analysts in Tokyo are saying that EVs are here and Toyota will be left behind. Toyota's 2026 goal is a big jump as far as Toyota is concerned, Endo said, but you need to compare with other manufacturers. There could be half a dozen companies selling more than 1.5 million EVs in 2026. The Chinese are coming. Can they really catch up to those front runners? That's the question. That is indeed the question. What is truly fascinating about all this is that today seems to be the day that Toyota have finally woken up. And they use this expression, the industry is in a life or death situation, referring to themselves, of course. Toyota have completely changed their electric vehicle plan. They've just accelerated it by 4 years. 4 years. That's a huge difference. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. Great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing, and welcome to all the new subscribers. And I just want to say a big thank you to every single one of you who have donated to my wife's cancer campaign on our GoFundMe platform. It is helping. It definitely is. Her cancer has reduced by around 50%. If you want to see that campaign, I'll put a link in the description. If you want to see a video where I talk about that, you can check that out. So what is going on here with Toyota? Well, so Toyota have been hiding under a rock, pretending electrification isn't happening, pretending no one wants it, saying that they want to give choices to people, saying that people don't really want EVs, the public just it's being forced on them by the vocal minority. The previous CEO of Toyota, who is now the president of Toyota and the president of the Japanese Automotive Association, he said a number of times, people don't want EVs. It's the vocal minority that want EVs. That's it. Obviously, he completely ignored sales trends, completely ignored that actually people do want electric cars. He just doesn't want to sell them to them. Toyota has now changed their plans. They say they're in full-scale development of an electric vehicle platform, finally. I mean, websites like Inside EV say, oh, they're ahead of the curve. They've already started building their new electric vehicle platform. Well, that's not true. They started development in January. So this is their first EV-only platform. Everyone else, not everyone, but most of their competition started an EV-only platform a long time ago. Japanese competition, no. Nissan, yes, but everyone else, not really. But outside of Japan, yeah. I mean, GM, Ford, obviously Tesla, BMW even, multiple manufacturers have started developing or already have an EV-only dedicated platform. But Toyota is one of the few companies in the world that doesn't have an EV production line. They don't have a single EV production line in the world at all. They make EVs on the same production line as gasoline-powered cars. You can imagine why Toyota said that they don't make any profit. They said, in their own words, they are very expensive to manufacture. And then they tore apart a Tesla Model Y. For some reason, they waited years to do this. They tore it apart only about 6 months ago. Engineers from Toyota said it was engineering genius. It was a masterpiece. They used some words like that. Things have suddenly changed. Toyota is still dead set on hydrogen. They are still invested heavily into hydrogen. They're developing hydrogen engines. One of them just blew up in one of their race cars. But anyway, let's ignore that because Toyota finally are taking EVs a lot more seriously than they were before. They said that in 2030, 1.5 million of their 10 million cars they produced would be electric in 2030. They've been saying that now for a while. They're saying that like it's some sort of badge of honor. 15% of their car production in 2030 would be fully electric. I mean, Mercedes is saying, Mercedes, 100% in 2030. Some manufacturers are saying well before that. Volvo, for example. Toyota are saying, well, you know what? Yeah, we got that wrong. 2026 now, 1.5 million. That's a big fast forward. I mean, that means they really only have 2.5 years to put themselves in position to make 1.5 million EVs, because right now they make almost none. I mean, to be honest, right now they make literally almost none. Put this into context, 0.2%, less than 0.2% of the cars they made last year were electric. Less than 0.2%. It's virtually nothing. They've got 2.5 years to go from virtually nothing to 1.5 million. Can they do it? Well, the Toyota fans will say, yes, it's a certainty. Toyota can do anything they want. Toyota wants to do it, and then they will. Is that true? Well, legacy automakers would probably tell you a very different story. It's much harder than it sounds. Mercedes CEO, he said the other day, it's easy. So why then is Mercedes not producing all that many EVs? In fact, why do Mercedes not have a top 20 bestseller in the world in terms of EVs? Not even a top 20 bestseller in Europe. It's not easy. In fact, here's the tough part, doing it and actually making a profit. No one except Tesla and BYD actually make a profit selling EVs. Can Toyota do that? By 2026, I think they can. Can they stay in business? Well, remember, Toyota has $185 billion in debt. It's going to invest around $100 billion into EV and hydrogen production. That's a lot of money. They're going to have more than $250+ billion in debt by the end of the decade. That is a big noose to have hanging around your neck. CEO Koji Sato warns that the industry is in a life or death situation, and he plans to turbocharge the company's electric vehicle sales to 1.5 million vehicles in 2026. So they've accelerated their plans by 4 years. That's a pretty dramatic turnaround. Now, Toyota say that it will have a newly developed platform and local production, meaning production in the United States, for a fully electric crossover, including a 3-row crossover. In other words, they're going to build a 7-seat electric SUV. The new dedicated EV architecture will enable Toyota's future EVs to double their range, thanks to more efficient battery use, and require half the investment and development resources. There's a big problem with all these plans. Toyota has promised more than any other car company in the world over the past 15 years. The media has conveniently forgotten every single thing that Toyota promised, and Toyota delivered none of it. None. Very few people know this, other than those of you who watch this channel, because the media just forgot everything that Toyota said. Every single year, Toyota made the same promises for about 7 straight years. They said they had this new technology. They said it was in production. They said they had like pre-production products, solid state batteries in 2015, and that every EV they made in 2021 would have a solid state battery. What's going on with that? Interestingly, Toyota have been completely silent about that plan. So, Sato now and his top lieutenants, Chief Technology Officer Hiroki Nakajima and CFO Yoichi Miyazaki, outlined the EV ramp-up on Friday in Tokyo. They unveiled a new business vision for Toyota. It's quite different. It's probably going to change again, I would say, within the next 12 months. This was Sato's first news conference since taking charge of Toyota. And Sato's big picture strategy is called the Toyota Mobility Concept. It calls for expanding the Japanese juggernaut's business beyond cars to find new revenue streams, deliver bigger margins in an industry that is facing profound change. The roadmap calls for leveraging electrification, new forms of mobility, and digitalization, and tapping new opportunities in connected infrastructure. The number one message is, let's change the future of cars, Sato said. We have to further pursue enhancing the value of cars. That is how we need to evolve. Now, this all comes at a time when, well, to be honest, Tesla just revealed their Tesla Master Plan Part 3. It's very specific. It's very detailed. It talks about exact platforms, battery pack sizes, exact chemistries they'll use, models they'll have. It's very, very specific. This is what Toyota said, the CEO. The number one message is, let's change the future of cars. We have to further pursue enhancing the value of cars. This is how we need to evolve. And that's about it. Not a lot of detail there. Not a lot of specifics. Not a lot of information about batteries, battery pack sizes, battery chemistry, where the factories will be located. In fact, it's not really a plan at all, to be fair. Now, the CEO of Toyota is actually known as Captain Sato within Toyota. And he said he would stick with Toyota's diversified approach to electrification that relies on hybrids and hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, even as he dials up EVs. Toyota said it now achieves better profit margins on hybrids than from gasoline-only vehicles. The multi-pronged approach is needed, they say, to cater to the needs of Toyota's far-flung global customer footprint and accommodates a lineup that spans minicars to trucks. Out of that diversity comes innovation, Sato said. Now, the truth is, Toyota sells 10 million cars a year, and they keep saying that their customer base needs gasoline-powered cars. They need hybrids. They need plug-in hybrids. Well, actually, if you break down Toyota's customer base, it's not what Toyota is telling you. They'd prefer you not to look up these numbers because that would actually kind of explode this myth on its head. The majority of Toyota's customer base is actually located within two main regions, the United States and China. They don't exactly sell millions of cars in Africa or India or any other third world location. Yeah, they sell cars, but not that many of them. And where do you think Toyota's profits actually come from? The US and China. Now, Sato has said that jumpstarting the company's EV strategy is now his top priority, and he's pushing ahead with plans to roll out a new fully electric platform by 2026 that will help propel Toyota's global EV sales to 1.5 million vehicles that year. Toyota sold 25,000 EVs in 2022, many of which were actually made by a Chinese car company, not actually by Toyota. Nakajima, who leads global product development, said production costs will be slashed by taking the famed Toyota production system into a new era, and with a radical expansion of automation, such as autonomous transport, connected technologies, and automated inspections. Now, I have no idea what automated inspections are. Maybe some of you very smart people out there can actually tell us in the comments what they're on about. We will completely transform the landscape of our production plants, said Nakajima, whose in-house nickname is Bulldozer for his hard-driving approach to product development. He said the way Toyota's next generation EVs will be made is completely different. And this is the same guy that's been doing things at Toyota for years. So Toyota isn't saying, you know what, we don't have an EV platform. We have criticized and campaigned against EVs for years. So we've got this new guy here. He's worked on EVs before. They're just going, no, we're going to stick with our status quo. The same people at the company are doing the same things. Will that lead to success? What do you think? Let me know. As part of the production overhaul, Toyota wants to achieve carbon neutrality at its manufacturing sites by 2035. So what are the details? Well, this is about all we know. Toyota said its EV strategy will be tailored to the needs of Toyota's diverse markets. In developed markets such as North America and Europe, Toyota will continue to evolve and improve upon the BZ series of electric vehicles. You need to know though, the BZ platform is not an electric vehicle specific platform. It's used for a variety of different cars, which is why it is expensive and relatively heavy. So Toyota is going to continue to work on and develop that existing platform and sell EVs under the ETNGA platform until they go out of business, presumably. In emerging markets such as Southeast Asia, Toyota will focus on electric pickups and small cars. In North America, Toyota will begin local production of a 3-row all-electric crossover that sources batteries from a new plant in North Carolina. Executives have not provided any details, specifics, battery chemistries, to be honest, anything about where the plant will be or when it will start production or anything like that. But Japan's Nikkei Business Daily has reported that Toyota will update an existing factory in Kentucky and start with monthly output of 10,000 vehicles. That would put annual output at about 120,000 vehicles, but we don't know when that will actually happen. Now, Toyota executives said that EV cadence was moving according to plan and that battery supply was their main factor preventing earlier disclosure of the 1.5 million target for 2026. It might have seemed we came late, but for us, it was just a matter of appropriate timing. Miyazaki said, in producing 1.5 million, if there are no batteries, we can't produce. So the biggest pace setter was batteries. Now, Toyota haven't actually said if they've got enough batteries now or in the future, or if there now is suddenly enough lithium in the world for enough batteries or anything like that. They just said what I just told you. That's it. Late last year, Toyota prepared the way by announcing that it would nearly triple its investment in the North Carolina battery plant to $3.8 billion from $1.3 billion, to also make power packs for fully electric vehicles. The plant will open in 2025. Toyota have said in the future they will consider dedicated EV-only plants depending on how demand develops, Miyazaki said. In other words, Toyota is still not convinced that the future of the automotive industry is electric. It seems everyone else is. So why are Toyota still on the fence? This is the reason. Toyota is currently coasting, they say, comfortably on soaring profits and sales. But things are starting to change. Tesla's current profit margin, 20%. Toyota's, 10%. Toyota makes a profit on EVs? Nada. Nothing. The industry is changing. Toyota's biggest car markets, in particular, like I said, Europe, China, and the US, are moving towards EVs at a rapid pace. And Toyota actually finally starts to realize that they might just get left behind. Now let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Toyota's too late to this party, or is this new plan enough? I mean, is 1.5 million of 10 million car production in 2026, is that enough for Toyota to continue to be number one in the market? I think you all know what I think, but I want to know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.